Today's real estate talk is about the importance of infrastructure. Infrastructure are the capabilities of the neighboring area and includes roads, telecommunications, hospitals, emergency services, etc. Real estate will only grow in value if the property itself improves, or in the second case, if the neighborhood improves. So infrastructure relates to the second item. The more infrastructure, the better services a neighborhood has, the more valuable it becomes. So let's travel together to Veracruz, Mexico, to that country's most important seaport. The Mexicans are jumping on the infrastructure bandwagon in a big way. They are building roads, telecommunications, airports, and other things because the lack of infrastructure will hold back your economy. It will be a bottleneck. For example, if you have a factory producing 100 cars a day, it doesn't matter if all the access roads will only support 50 cars per day. So you'll have half your product you can't get to market. Increasing your infrastructure allows you to produce more. It allows for more trade and in the end, more money. Infrastructure projects tend to support growth as the money that goes directly into the project gets entered into the local economy and creates demand in secondary industries. Let's say the government wants to expand a seaport. The construction crew will have more money to spend and will buy supplies and other items. They can support their family. When the work is completed, they will need to hire staff. More staff means more employees, more population, more housing units are needed, and the growth ball starts rolling. So here in Veracruz, the government does want to expand the seaport. It wants to build 48 docks in 10 years. At the moment, it has around 18 plus repair, fueling, and resupply facilities. Veracruz handles imports and exports for the entire nation and services the important auto sector. Oil and gas used to be the key industry here, but now port operations has become the driving force of the economy, and it will only grow. Veracruz sits in a key location in North America. It is on the eastern coast in the Gulf of Mexico, and from here, ships serve the United States via ports in Houston, Texas, New Orleans, Miami, and a couple others. And they're only a few days sailing away from Veracruz. From here, ships also travel to South America. They stop in Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, and others. They even pass through the Panama Canal to reach other ports. Another route services Europe and goes to Spain, Italy, Belgium, France, and other nations. This car carrier holds over 4,300 vehicles. Because of its investment in infrastructure, Veracruz real estate will perform very well over the next 10 years. Mexico will increasingly become important to the auto industry and to trade in general. The fortunes of Veracruz will be rosy until about the invention of the ability to teleport goods from place to place. And in the meantime, it has developed its tourism offering. It has a rich history that tourists can explore. The flavor of the city is still authentic Mexico and has not been excessively commercialized. They have their own regional coffee, liqueur, musical instruments, and more for you to discover. They also have a great many adventure tours in the area to stir excitement. At the moment here, real estate for us is pretty cheap. Away from the city, you could probably get a plot of land for what you pay annually in just property taxes. But nature is beautiful here, with lush forests, birds, beautiful river. That river is at risk. They're thinking of putting a dam here to create much needed electricity. And the local people are upset. It will destroy the beauty of this place. And this is the Intermodal Yard. This is some of the land the city of Veracruz has to expand its port facilities. This is an impressive historic fortress in the port. The fort was built shortly after Cortez landed here. From the earliest days, Veracruz was an important harbor with ample trading activities. The fort was needed to protect the interests of the locals. It became renowned for its diabolical treatment of prisoners and functioned as a fortress up to the start of the 20th century. Those inside the fort never succumbed to an enemy in battle. One loss that they suffered was by the hands of the U.S. Marines, who captured the fort after waiting many days for the inhabitants' food supply to run out. This is the main square of Veracruz at night, and some of the nightlife you will see. New attractions are being added, and neighboring Boca del Rio has a vibrant nightlife and beautiful beach. Infrastructure development is important to any nation, and here in Veracruz, Mexico is getting it right.